What else do we have to do today? We have a ton of stuff to get to, but
one of the things I wanted to talk a little bit about was this vote yes on 3.
Yeah,
we just did a whole show and it'll be broadcasting.
Actually,
in the future.
It's a special show. We had Rob Mellion in, who's the executive director for the Massachusetts Package Store Owners Association, and the 3 of us. And I think it was, by the way, I think it was great having you here because Rob and I have become too entangled. And
well, you're really down. You're far down the path. You have to be very careful about what you're legally saying, and the terminology is very important to the writing of the law. But that nice. Isn't how most people speak.
Right, and I think having you go through that, I think that's important to do that. So we went through that. So please listen. It'll actually be on After Howie Carr on Monday. And it will repeat. Actually, it'll be our show for November 5th because we'll be in Kentucky, so it'll play then too. But keep an eye on it Monday night after Howie Carr if you really want to delve into it. And I just wanted to actually just since we're talking about this, I wanted to delve on a couple things that sort of reverberated with me when we were sort of going over what 3 does. Yeah. One of the things 3 does is it if you have a fine. What they call a fine in lieu of suspension. So if you did something wrong, the ABCC says they'll say you got to shut down for 2 days, or you can pay a fine. And it has typically been on alcohol sales, but for a liquor store, that's everything.
Right.
For a supermarket or department store, however, it's only been on their alcohol sales, which is sort of low. And to get everybody to take alcohol seriously, we said it's gross sales for everybody.
So if you're a big box store or you have like a supermarket,
right,
you would be fined on what the whole store made during whatever.
Yeah, however whatever the calculation is, rather than just alcohol. And everybody says, well, that's a death pill, and that's not fair to a supermarket or a department store that's now selling alcohol. My thing is, you're selling alcohol, you need to take it seriously. Try not to get a fine. Period.
Right. Exactly.
Right. I mean, but here's the thing that no one is really pointed out, which we did during this thing, but I don't know if we really nailed it, is that the supermarket could take actually the suspension, because the only thing the suspension does is it makes it so you can't sell alcohol. Your store can still be open and sell everything else. A liquor store, of course, if you've closed down because of a suspension, there's no revenue income. Yeah, right. There's no revenue at all. But if you're one of these other stores that have it as
2 days
ancillary,
they can't open the liquor part, but they can sell bread and cheese and vitamins and everything else.
Exactly. So they might say, you know what, it would be cheaper for us to just take the suspension than take the penalty. Right. They have that option. Guess what a liquor store doesn't have?
Right.
Doesn't have that option.
That's the only way you can be open.
It's what I come back to before. It's necessity versus ancillary.
Right.
We're a liquor store. It's a necessity. They're a department store and they have multi-level streams of different products. It's ancillary,
right,
to their existence. They don't need it to survive.
1 minute.
I think to put a finer point on it, you could put a sign up and close for a couple of days, even in a snowstorm, even just before the holidays, and people would still be able to get most of their shopping done.
Just
right,
be able
for
to buy
food and the necessities. But hey, you're going to now have to go to a liquor store that was responsible and did card or whatever the violation
30
is.
seconds.
Yeah, I like it.
So, all right. I think that's one that just doesn't come out that often. I want to talk one